The universe is constantly expanding, filled with planets, asteroids, and stars. Sometimes, stars are found clustered together in what is called a crossover film. The Marvel Comics universe is Marvel's massive media franchise that has drenched cinemas with comic book movies for the last 8 years. So here's your guide on how to play God and create your own universe. 1. Create origin movies introducing your characters. 2. Lock your actors into contracts that tie them to star in your movies for the next 11 years. 3. Now make your characters have cameos in each other's films to link them all together. 4. Have a post-credit sequence that hints at what movie is coming next and screws with the cleaning staff at the cinema. 5. Make a film with all your characters together, aka print money. 6. Repeat until your universe looks like that cable drawer in your study that has every cable except the one you need. This week, we look at step 1 and have a civil war over which is the best Marvel Comics Universe origin film on... It's a makeup with the best! It's kind of like UFC, but not. Hi, I'm Vorn, and this is FilmDispute, the only show where 2 films go into a cage of death and only one exits. Voted by you, the viewer. Who are you?
Really?
Yeah, this is my friend Martin. So hi Martin, what do you do?
Hi, I'm
creatively.
Martin.
What do you do creatively?
I'm creatively speaking an artist. I'm a painter. Here's my Instagram and website address.
2 weeks ago, I versed Rob in an Adam Sandler battle, which was the worst Adam Sandler film, and I won, so I gave him a punishment of watching Triumph of the Will, a famous Nazi propaganda film, and here was his response when he first saw the post. Finally getting time to watch this. Ha ha ha, fuck you. Now, I probably should have mentioned that he's at summer camp teaching kids how to do film, and he sent me a message. I know you asked me to watch a Nazi propaganda film while I'm working at a Jewish-run summer camp where I'm not allowed to watch movies, let alone an anti-Semitic film, and our online use is monitored. So, for some reason, he hasn't been able to watch it yet. Bad sport. So, to make up for him not being able to watch it yet, he is going to do a little segment on it later. Let's get into the feedback. So last week it was me versus Sigrid, talking about which was the best Final Girl film. Scattershot said, bloody good episode. You made both pretty strong arguments from your own perspectives. Who else's perspective would it be from? But I have to side with Nancy for the same reasons Sigrid did, which is that she was a Home Alone kid. We got Milkproof saying, in this week's face-off, a poor man's Lebowski argues against a girl who is so bland her most memorable feature is a grey hat.
Aww.
Harsh as fuck.
That's unfair.
Yeah, that's really harsh as fuck. Constantly facing Buscemi's unseemly face. He's not that ugly. I think he's got an ugly, like a beautiful ugly to him. Hat girl pretends she knows what she's talking about, arguing about how a final girl needs to go John McClane all over the place. She kind of does know what she's talking about, seeing as she did her dissertation. She did like a whole thesis on that topic, so she definitely knows what she was talking about. However, if you just consider the name Sigrid almost sounds like a medieval dragon slayer in the 7th century German, you realize her argument is just the same, only just almost an argument. That sentence.
Only almost an argument.
What? Don't know. That Lebowski imitation, on the other hand, I wasn't doing an imitation, I was just sick. It's so bad that there isn't even a milk-based cocktail on the table. Can't drink milk, make my phlegm even worse than it was. Even a carton of milk would have done. Sadly, this forced me to vote for Hat Girl, so Vorn, you better get your checkbook out because you're about to watch Kindergarten Cop 2. Also, I accidentally clicked on the Vorn vote on the website. And there was a reply to this. There isn't even a wrong "you're" in there. I checked like 3 times, and it's really annoying that they got me to check it. Like, what are they correcting?
Great.
El Dossi said, the long-haired blonde girl looks sick. Feed her food. So let's have a look at last week's results. Tip for anyone out there, if you press Alt-Tab. So we're on the site here, FilmWank.com. You can go and vote and comment and stuff here. We got the best final girl of all time. Nancy Thompson, 27 votes. Halloween, 25, so I lost by 2 votes.
Oh.
BS. That's... If there was people out there, if you're watching, you're like, oh, I watched that last episode and I didn't vote and I was going to vote for you. Fuck you. The close ones really annoy me.
Why didn't you ask who I voted for?
Who did you vote for?
I didn't vote for anyone. Sorry.
Who would you have voted for?
Probably you?
If you didn't vote, I'm going to be so angry. I got my punishment filmed in portrait mode, not to annoy me, it's just...
Everyone, as punishment, you have to watch Fugitive Mind, fitting in with the theme of Heather Langenkamp. It looks awful, so I think it'll be a pretty fitting punishment. Enjoy.
So I think it's in the bonus content. I had to cut out a bunch of stuff, but in the podcast, you'll see I talk about Heather Langenkamp and how her career was nothing. She had 12 years where she did one movie, and that's the movie that she did. And I'm not looking forward to watching it. This week's topic is the best Marvel Comics Universe origin film. What film have you chosen?
Captain America, the First Avenger.
I have chosen Iron Man.
Round 1.
Iron Man. A well-oiled machine. Double meaning, the movie and his suit. So let's talk about origin stories and what they are. So origin stories are a character study. You're studying a character and how they become who they're going to become. So you introduce your character into their natural setting, and then there's an inciting incident which sets them on their journey. It creates the character or the hero. And what we learn about Tony Stark before the inciting incident in Iron Man 1. So in the first 3 minutes, this is why I think this movie is so genius. In 3 minutes, we learn that he's charismatic, he's really jokey and fun, and he's on everyone's good side. He's a big shot, he's rich, he's drinking whiskey, he's got money. He makes money through the war. He hints that with peace he wouldn't make any money, so he's war profiteering. He's a playboy. He says he slept with 12 of the Victoria's playmates or whatever. And he's attacked by his own weapon. All this information is in the first 3 minutes, and that's, you know so much about him. And in the following 12 minutes, they flesh this out and they introduce supporting characters through Tony interacting with him, fleshing out his character. But it's basically all you need to know is in the first 15 minutes, and then the inciting incident happens. Tight, compact, well-oiled. Let's have a look at the inciting incidents between Iron Man and Captain America. What changes them? What causes them to become the hero that they're meant to be? So we've got Iron Man. Tony Stark is attacked by terrorists with the weapons that his company manufactures. He is held captive and forced to create weapons for the terrorists. He is only kept alive by his cunning, engineering skills, and some other guy, and the sacrifice of a friend helps him get out. The results of months in captivity and being kept alive with a car battery fundamentally changes who he is as a person and changes his outlook on life.
Fundamentally changes who he is?
Yes, he completely changes his outlook on everything.
He stops being charismatic and he stops being a playboy.
Does that fundamentally mean everything about him?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Well, I didn't mean fundamentally.
He doesn't become a monk.
Yeah, he doesn't become a monk, but his core thing, like he stays charismatic, stays sassy and stuff. But what he feels is okay completely. His morals change, I'd say.
Sure.
His viewpoints on what he does for a living change.
Sure.
Captain America, though, what's the inciting incident that changes him? A man gives Captain America some magic drugs that makes him strong. That's it. Look at the difference. There's more writing here too. Finally, impact. Iron Man is now a household name. Did you know about Iron Man before? You're a bit of a comic nerd, aren't you?
I was a huge X-Men nerd.
But did you know about Iron Man before the movie came out?
I was aware of Iron Man. But peripherally.
Yeah, you knew that he existed.
I only really read X-Men comics.
Scott, did you know about Iron Man before the movie came out?
I was aware of Iron Man.
Aware. Everyone was kind of aware that Iron Man existed. I didn't even know about him at all. And I saw the movie coming out. Yeah. Then I was like, I now love Iron Man. He's probably one of my favorite superheroes. Iron Man kicked off the Marvel comic universe. So not only was it an origin story for Iron Man, it was an origin story. Remember, that's what we're talking about. An origin story for the whole Marvel comics universe. All this messy shit starts here. That's what started it all. So you wouldn't have any of this bullshit 2019 Avengers Infinity War Part 2 coming up unless this origin story didn't kick it all off. And you see Captain America afterwards.
This plays into like a lot of your arguments, like it's first, therefore it's best.
No. I'm purposely trying to avoid that.
But that's exactly what you just said.
I'm not saying it's first because it's best. I'm just saying, let's just say Captain America, the First Avenger, came out first. I don't think it would have had the same result. I don't think that could have kicked this off.
Well, I mean, there have been Marvel films about superheroes prior to Iron Man.
But it hasn't kicked off this whole universe like this.
Well, that's totally true. I feel like this was the beginning of a very large plan.
Yeah.
Iron Man, being as great as it is interchangeable with any of the other films that have come since. Captain America, for instance.
No, you're so... this is a total hypothetical, so we can't prove anything here. But I think think at home. Think of some of the other films. I don't think Thor. If Thor was the first one,
No, that's true.
yeah, it wouldn't have been able to sustain this. You needed a good origin film for people to go, oh, well, origin films can be kind of cool. I'm going to check out these other ones.
Yeah. It kicked it off really interestingly. Like, it kicked it off really well,
I think we'll leave on
the
that.
whole Marvel plan.
Okay, well, I agree with that. We both think it's a great film. Oh, that smugness is going to lose me so many points.
Round 2.
Captain America, the First Avenger, the true American hero. What is the most important and most fundamental reason that I like Captain America? It's the character. So why is Captain America so cool? His first comic book appearance was in 1941, predates Iron Man by about 20 plus years. So he's very, very old, which is quite cool. On the cover of that comic, he was punching Hitler, which is really cool. That comic predated the entry of the USA into World War II by about 9 months. So he's a political entity. I mean, if you think about it, he was the reason Pearl Harbor. I mean, that happened, but Captain America was probably the real reason. He's the least superhero.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, and so therefore I think, like, I mean, if you look at him here, he's the least superhero that there is. So he's relatable. I think that's a distinction between Captain America and Iron Man that I really appreciate, is that Captain America starts off as a bullied kid who just wants to do good and is thumbed down by bullies in Brooklyn, whereas Tony Stark, he starts off with all of his...
I think, well, I know, I understand what superheroes are all about. Superheroes are about people you want to be and I think Iron Man encapsulates that more than Weakling, whatever his normal name is. I don't even know what his normal name is. What's his name when he's not...
Steve Rogers? Captain Rogers?
Yeah, boring name.
Yeah, okay. He embodies old-timey American 1940s values, such as I mean, good American stuff like... okay, so he fights the good fight selflessly, and so democracy, I guess. And he also has very good buttocks. It's just a meme I like. Thanks, Liza. So he's pretty good looking for an old guy. He's politically kind of alright. He's relatable for his ordinariness. He punches Hitlers. He recommends voting. Does a good amount of squats. He is therefore pretty great. So what makes the film so gosh darn wholesomely enjoyable? So it's these things. No, I mean these things. Sorry, this is really lame. The plot is basically a weak young man with a good heart fights for his country and his best friend, which I think is really interesting. It's relatable. It's
Spoiler alert, loses his best friend. Not that great.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Fights and loses.
That's true, I guess. Yeah, so the villains are super Nazis. It's fucking cool. These guys, I don't know, I think they're really awesome. There's a musical montage sequence in Captain America. There's really incredible design stuff in this film. The super Nazis' car, the motorbikes that they drive, the incredible super tank, the crazy like bomb
Those are
planes
kinda cool.
that they've got. It's really cool. What a cast in this film. What a cast, ladies and gentlemen. These guys here, they're all such well-known names. They are amazing. And the villain in this film is worse than Hitler. He's at least 2 times worse than Hitler. And it's the source material for a lot of Marvel Cinematic Universe plot elements. So we know that the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, they all interlink, like you explained, with that big fancy graph. But which of the films is more important? The one that kicks it off or the one that introduces all this stuff that all those other films build on? So I would say with Captain America, you get important elements like the Tesseract cube. Captain America introduces us to the Starks. We've got Howard Stark, who plays a major role in the film. We've got Hydra, who is seen in all the other things. And the super soldier serum, which is an important element of some of the other films. Like Infinity Gem stuff, all the stuff with Tony Stark's dad. Well, I'm never going to watch a Marvel like TV show, face it.
Agent Smith, the series.
Yeah, I didn't know about the super soldier serum being the reason that the Hulk exists, for instance. I had no idea.
No.
Like, it's cool. And what does Iron Man give us? Exactly.
That's bullshit. What a bullshit cheap ass move. Just nothing. You can't do that.
Round 3.
So, who is Iron Man? Who's Iron Man?
Tony Stark. Tony Stark. Tony Stark. Why can't I fucking speak? Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. Okay, cool. So Iron Man is naturally gifted with super intelligence. Right?
Yeah?
It's not super relatable. He definitely belongs to the NRA, so he approves of school shit. He is the wealthy son of industrialists, so he's out of touch with the common man, playboy, etc., blah, blah, blah. He made heaps of money selling weapons of mass destruction and only seemed to mind when he was injured by one. So he's happy to profit from warfare and death. Again, not super relatable, not someone who I want to be.
He changes his mind
but
about
whatever,
it.
Vorn, if you want to be a war profiteer.
Mind.
Yeah, once he's like mortally wounded by a missile that he made. And his suit does all the work, so it's lazy.
He made the suit, though.
So who is the cooler dude? Captain America. Now, what's to enjoy about Iron Man anyway? With Captain America, you've got the plot, which is the weak young man, blah, blah, blah. In Iron Man, the Iron Man movie, we have a rich man has a change of heart about the millions he's made from warmongering. Okay, cool. The villain in Captain America, we got super Nazis. The villain in Iron Man, terrorists. We've seen that before. We've seen this shit before. This is boring. Sorry, it's boring. Please don't mention that we've also seen Nazis before.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now, there's a musical montage sequence, which I think is incredible. There's no music in the film at all in Iron Man. No music at all.
Yeah, there is. Opening shot of the film has AC/DC, which I don't approve of, but the opening shot has AC/DC.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Oh.
Awesome design stuff in Captain America. In Iron Man, we've got the same suit over and over and over. It's kind of dull. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Iron Man. Iron Man is just reskinning the same thing. It's boring. It's dull.
I got to agree. I don't like all the millions of Iron Man suits. However, those are in the sequels. That's not in the origin film.
I mean, even in the origin film, there's like several iterations.
Oh, well, like he's learning how to make it.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon the cave one is cool.
I agree.
Yeah, the cave one.
The primitive version is cool.
Yeah.
I wish it was just that. What a cast in the first film. In Iron Man, you've got Gwyneth Paltrow, which is really gross. I mean, just look at them. What does Iron Man give to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Just birth. He just gave birth to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's all.
Yeah, but I feel like that's, you could interchange that with other films.
Doesn't like mothers. Just doesn't like things that give birth.
I clearly do like mothers. Have you not seen our previous film dispute? So Captain America gave us all this stuff for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Iron Man film gives us the arc reactor, which it gives us Gwyneth Paltrow, it gives us a better computer voice than Stephen Hawking has, and a robot army. And they're all just things that you see in other Iron Man films. They don't really play into the broader universe. We know that the Marvel Cinematic Universe films interlink, but which one is more important? Captain America, just because it has so much more stuff that makes sense for the films. So basically, Captain America is better than Iron Man because it's got a cooler character. It has, well, not cooler. I would say that Tony Stark is like a cooler guy. Yeah, but it's got a more human person that I would be happy to meet.
I'm gonna slam you in a sec.
I have huge political issues with Iron Man.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't have political issues with him?
I actually have political issues with both, but the fact that Tony Stark made weapons of mass destruction and is like, yeah, I sell them, fuck you. That's so uncool. It has a musical number. It's incredible. Have you seen him without his shirt on?
Yeah, I knew that was going to come up.
It's more important to the cinematic universe of the Marvel films. It brought refreshing variety to the Marvel films. It's a historical action romp compared to a contemporary hologram thing, which they all seem to do.
Hologram thing?
Yeah, Tony Stark has holograms everywhere in his house. It's like current day but future tech. Okay. They all do that. All those contemporary action films.
Okay,
they all do that. It's kind of dull. And I don't know. Iron Man is cool, but this is the argument we're having. Okay.
Oh god.
Round 4.
Captain America. Winners do use drugs. The reason he couldn't get into the army. It was because he had all these illnesses. So I'm going to quickly go through the illnesses. And you tell me if you want to be beside this person, have your life in this person's hands. So he has asthma. We've got scarlet fever, rheumatic fever, sinus I knew I was going to fuck up on this. Sinusitis? Chronic and frequent colds, palpitation or pounding in the heart, easy fatigability, don't know if that's even a word, heart trouble, nervous trouble of any sort, that's anxiety, and has had household contact with tuberculosis, which is spread by coughs, speaking, sneezes, spits, laughs, or sings. He doesn't sing in it, but he does do this.
Keep it steady! Wait!
No, because he's had the super serum. He doesn't have the disease anymore.
The point is he's selfish. And
What?
The point is he's selfish.
How is he selfish when, despite all of those problems, he still wants to fight?
Because he's endangering other people. So a lot of those diseases, those are communicable. They're spread through laughing, coughing, hugging, fighting in the battlefield together. He's going to make other people. He's going to spread those diseases.
Look, if we were talking about, if you're going to approach this in reality terms, where this guy needs to be quarantined, then we wouldn't have a film. So let's
no. In the film they say, sorry, you can't come fight in the war. It's for your own good. You're going to die. You're easily fatigable.
Yes, but if he had all these problems, he wouldn't be allowed to leave the house. The film wouldn't exist.
He has all these issues that make him not fit for. And I understand he wants to be a hero and go and die on the beaches of Normandy.
That's selfish.
I know that.
I understand he wants to be selfless, but he's selfish.
But what's his motivation? His motivation is he wants to be a hero, and that's not. He's actually. If he actually went with all those,
he wants to be a hero.
Huh? Well,
why is it he wants to be a hero?
Well, what reason does he want to go do it?
Because of justice.
If he looks at it logically and not selfishly, he'd go, maybe it's not a good...
Let's not say logic and selfish. Let's say logically and emotionally, because that's what he does. Is he looks at it emotionally.
Because
he's the subject of
emotionally,
abuse.
he's selfish, though. Because he's going to do these things that... with someone with those conditions shouldn't be going out and possibly infecting other people. He's endangering other people's lives. After all these reasons that he shouldn't be doing it, which is endangering people, and he says, I'm not going to buy war bonds, I'm not going to collect scrap mail, I'm not going to work in a factory, I'm not going to do the 1%ers. I'm going to take drugs and become a superhero. What does he do once he gets his miracle drugs? This is what he does with his powers.
Not all of us can storm a beach or drive a tank, but there's still a way all of us can fight. Series E defense bonds. Each one you buy is a bullet in the barrel of your best guy's gun.
Preaches to other people to buy war bonds and work in fact. He preaches people to do things that he wasn't doing. That's what he does.
But from a film perspective, this is a great inversion of expectations.
It's a great. I understand it in a film, and I understand the story.
If we're talking about the logic of it, why wouldn't he be asked to do this?
He would be asked to do it, but if I thought his whole thing was, I want to be on the front lines, I want to do this.
Yeah,
and then I understand. The point of this was to go.
Two minutes later in the film, he does exactly that. He throws all of this shit away and goes to rescue his best friend.
In the first place, he only does it because of his best friend. What do you
mean he only does it because of his best friend?
Okay,
he only does it to save someone who he loves.
Film-wise, this was fan service to get him in the old costume. This was all that was.
Totally.
And
Marvel films are full of fan service.
I understand that, and I appreciate it for the fans.
Sure.
People who are like, cool.
But let's complain about why it happens in Captain America.
Oh no, because it informs him as a character. They go, you're super soldier, and he goes, I'm gonna make you you're gonna be like a hero for kids, and he goes and does it, and he just forgets instantly about all that stuff, and then once he hears his friend is dead or something, he goes, now I'll go to the front lines. Why didn't he do it before? Why as soon as he got his superpowers, why didn't he go do it? No, he dressed up as Captain America and spoke to kids and preached what he refused to do in the first place. That's a hypocrisy.
I don't think it's a hypocrisy. I don't think you can look at that clip and argue seriously that he's doing that.
I was sitting on my couch watching it, going, "What are you doing? You were saying you refuse to do that shit, and you're telling other people to do it now."
Yeah, but he's clearly doing it reluctantly. He doesn't want to be in the. He doesn't want to be.
But that was the first time doing it, and afterwards he's all loving it, and then he does it in front of actual men soldiers, and then he gets, oh shit, they just want.
Yeah, that's right. That makes sense though, right? Because you get wrapped up in this shit, and then you get face to face with that thing that you were originally thinking about, and that's the turning point for his character, where he's like, I got to do the right thing.
I think it was. He's the only thing that turned him into doing the right thing was, oh, my friend's in danger. Before, if his friend hadn't been in danger, he would have been still touring the States telling people to buy war bonds and loving it.
Well,
I think that's up to the audience to decide.
yeah, I disagree.
They go the distance. Wow.
Well, you heard all that. Now you get to make a decision. You get to make a decision on which is the best Marvel Comics Universe origin film. Was it me with Iron Man and his great powerful suit?
Or was it me who Captain America?
So if you think it's anything else, you leave a comment or give us a call. I can't remember the number, but I know it ends in 69.
It's right here.
Go vote. Give us a comment. Go vote and tell us who wins. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye!